Hey y'all, hey. So I'm back with another video, and I hope y'all been doing good, doing great, taking care of yourself every motherfucking day. You hear me? So for today's video, while I was taking a walk one day, I had an idea about like how much I've just changed, and I'm always looking back at my past self, and I'm just like, wow, I've changed so many habits, and I couldn't ask for more. Like, I love where I'm at. I love where my spiritual, my mental, and my physical is at this time and age. And of course, walking out in nature, being in hermit mode, being around good energy, or just simply yourself, but especially nature, you're going to get ideas and certain downloads, and you are able to think for yourself and contemplate and reminisce on the past. And that's not always a bad thing, looking back and comparing it to where you are now and seeing how much you've grown. And so I was doing that one day, and it inspired me to make this video of how changing my habits and actually working on myself has truly made me happy, and it's made me grow into my higher self, higher levels. That is what we are reaching, right? That is what life, this game of life, is about, is reaching higher, essentially. And it is all due to changing my habits. Of course, realization is key, and doing something about it. And I can say I am doing that. I've done that and am still currently doing that. Because, of course, we're not reaching perfection, we are reaching our higher being. You know, what is best for us, feeling fulfilled and being in our purpose on earth. I do have my notes, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But yes, so we all have bad and good habits, bad and good traits within ourselves that has been built through childhood, that has been taught by our parents, our environment, all of that over time within our lives, you know? And some of us, you may hear a lot of people say, oh, that's just how I am. This, without a doubt, you know, oh, I'm loud because that's just how I am. You know, oh, I curse a lot because that's just how I am. Or that's what I was surrounded by and all that stuff. That's where these good and bad traits come from. And we make that our personality without realizing, wait, is this a good habit? Does this feel right to me? Can I change this? What will happen if I do take the initiation to change this certain habit that I don't like? And that's where that realization will hit. And y'all, Earth is all about good and evil, the yin yang of things, the balance. That is what Earth has always been and will always be, good and bad, because that energy brings balance. And when you know how to work with it and balance your own entity, your own energy, you and Earth can work together beautifully, you know? But it takes learning yourself and learning Earth and listening. And we have to realize, I'm not just talking about people. Earth has good and bad species. Earth has good plants. Earth has poisonous plants. Earth has good food. Earth has poisonous food. Earth has good insects. Earth has bad insects that aren't good for us or the plants. There's good human beings. There's just evil motherfuckers out here, y'all. We know that, right? But we have to learn, we have to put it into perspective of Earth too, not just on a human standpoint, but Earth is all about that balance, because that good and bad balance itself out. There's some type of use for it, even though it's not the best, but that's just how Earth is, and we can't change it. We can only change ourselves and change our energy and what we want to become. Do you want to take an evil walk every day, or do you want to balance? It's your choice at the end of the day. Or do you want to be a goody two-shoe and constantly get stepped on? You know what I'm saying? Learn how to balance. And I'm not saying being evil is good, okay? Don't get that mixed up. You know what I mean? Standing your ground and not tolerating BS. That is what I mean, you know? But anyways, that is what Earth is about. Don't think, oh, Earth is just evil. Oh, Earth used to be good in 10 BC. No. Earth has always been good and bad. Throughout all history, all generations, everything. And that's what we just have to learn how to work with it. Now, for my personal experiences, me coming to realization and giving up certain bad habits, I've realized it's giving up my bad habits. It was a chain link to my other habits. I worked on one bad habit and it helped me with another bad habit. And y'all, again, like I said in the beginning, we all have our good traits and bad traits. But it's about not being in our ego and having a stick in a panties in a wad. You know, let me keep it PG. A panties in a wad. And in our ego and thinking we're all this and that. Humble yourself. Truly. And come to a realization that we have bad traits and we have good traits. Learn them and work on them. So for an example, for me giving up a bad habit and realizing it was correlated to a chain link reaction of how that one bad habit related to my other bad habit, and how it overall helped me realize how working on this one bad habit will help me work on this other bad habit. Like I've said, chain link reaction, right? But I want to start off by my good habits stemming from childhood, that was built through childhood, because we have to realize a lot of our habits stem from childhood to adulthood. A lot of us don't want to let certain things go, you know? But I'm going somewhere with this, okay? So at childhood, I've always been into working out. That's a good habit, physical activity. I was always into sports, moving my body, all of that. That is still with me, right? And eating too. Growing up, I did not eat out a lot at all. That was a privilege, especially coming from low income family and all of that. We ate at home. We cooked at home. So I had a pretty good physical and eating habits at first. But then a bad habit trickles in just because of life, you know what I mean? And that was smoking. So smoking became a habit at a young age. and it disrupted my good habits. So smoking disrupted my eating habits mostly. I was still physical and did sports and worked out, but it took me a lot of time to realize that smoking affected me, you know. And I started at a younger age smoking, and it took me until 2021 to realize it was a bad habit for me. And it took me until 2025 to get humbled and just completely stop. I don't smoke at all anymore. And since 2021 through 2025, that was my trial and error period, where I was consistently trying to stop, you know, and it was hard. It really was. It's a habit that was built, you know, at a younger age, and it affected my adult years, and I had to realize that. But 2021, remember, I realized it was bad, so that's when I started actively working on stopping. And guess what? Each year got easier. 2022, I was still smoking, but it was a little bit easier than before. 2023, I was still smoking, but my habits were getting a little bit better, but it was still bad. 2024, I was getting better at stop. My smoking became, I was not smoking as much, but it was still a habit, and it was still affecting my eating habits, you know. I started off with those good traits, that physical, and my eating habits were decent, you know, but I implemented that bad habit, and it made me go down a little bit when it came to my eating, especially, and a little bit of my physical, because that bad habit, I wasn't eating correctly. It was affecting my weight and all of that. I'm not going to be working out correctly. I'm not going to be thinking clearly. I'm not going to be wanting to do certain things. It's a chain reaction we have to realize, you know. But like I was saying, each year got easier, you know, stopping that bad habit I implemented that disrupted my good habits. And, you know, each year I was smoking less, but my eating was getting a little bit better. I was growing and realizing my balance, what worked good with my body and what didn't. That trial and error period, you know. And like I said, smoking affected my eating habits mostly, more than my physical, but it still affected my physical as well. And I was struggling. My diet was imbalanced. I was eating too much. I was getting the munchies, you know. I was craving certain foods, you know, and then I didn't want to work out as much either, or I wasn't eating the proper, I wasn't working out for my body. You know, I was lifting heavy. I joined the powerlifting, well, I worked out with the powerlifting team, but I didn't compete. I worked out with them, and I fell in love with weight training, doing heavy weightlifting. And that was only good for so long. It was making me feel heavy, and I wasn't feeling confident in my body, even though I was eating my protein, and I was about my protein too, protein shakes, my chicken, my rice, you know, but in a bigger way. I was eating too much. It wasn't good for my body. I didn't feel good even though to the outside world, that's good, bulking up. But I didn't like that, within my body. And it wasn't muscle either, because I still was, my diet was just everywhere still. It was imbalanced. And to saying that, stop smoking, when I officially stopped and was smoking less, 2023, 2024, smoking less, it cleared my mind even more. I was realizing, wait, this workout feels better to me. Eating less meat feels better to me because I'm not craving that much. I'm not doing this bad habit as much, and completely stopping, it changed me. I wasn't having that bad habit anymore. So that chain reaction of my eating habits, I wasn't as hungry anymore. So it made me realize, wait, for breakfast, I like this. For lunch, I don't want a huge lunch anymore, I would rather have my bigger meal at dinner time, my protein at dinner time. I don't even sometimes eat meat every day. I love me some meat, y'all, okay? But I don't eat it in every meal at times. I have a good balance and realization of my own self and my own body that this diet works for me, and I still have a sweet treat here and there, but it's not over consuming, and my physical activities, I have a clearer mind of, I don't want to weight lift anymore. It doesn't feel good with my body. I like, practicing my flexibility. I like yoga, Pilates, toning my body. I like lighter weights, higher reps, because that's what feels good and what feels right for my body type. We have to get in touch with ourselves, and through trial and error and realizing our good habits and bad habits will help you get there, because it's helped me. I'm speaking from my own experience and what has helped me overall, right? But that realizing your bad habits is a chain reaction to your other bad habits and good habits too. And that is what I've realized. And realization can happen at any age, any time. For me, it happened at a younger age, For some, it takes time, but it's all about realizing. And overall, your life, it is your choice to listen and to go through the trials and error, to learn the lesson, pass the test that Earth is giving you. I'm telling you, Earth will give you the signs. Your body will give you the signs that this habit is not good, And everybody has different habits. Maybe you're always in a relationship and you can't be by yourself. Earth is going to show you. Your body is going to show you. Is literally going to reject the person that you keep giving and giving to. Like the porn addiction, sex addiction, that's a big thing in Earth. Let's say you have that addiction. Earth and your body is going to humble you, but it's your choice to listen and to take the lesson and go through the trial and errors, no matter how long it takes, to stop and watch. And that, again, that's just an example, because that's a big addiction on this earth. We all know that. And, You have to listen and take the lesson. Or let's say past trauma. You don't give people a chance or an opportunity because somebody broke your heart, you know? So instead, you're just in hermit mode 25/7. You're in isolation. You have a negative mindset on people, on love, on what Earth has to offer due to your past experiences. That's a bad habit. And guess what? You will miss opportunities. We have to realize you can F up your life. Just observe people that have. It's a real thing. It's not heartless to say. People are stagnant. People are effed for life, and there's no going back. People are living in their karma. You have to realize Earth don't give a damn. It does not. As ruthless as it may sound, Earth don't give a damn if you don't give a damn. That's just the truth. If you don't realize, Earth's energy will turn a side eye and move on, and will consistently show you karma, and not the good kind, due to your lack of realization, due to your ego, due to you not going after the good habits, not going after good opportunities, just being in a lack mindset. Earth will keep you there because you want to be there. You have to work with Earth. Earth don't work with you unless it wants to, unless you show Earth a different energy and showing that you want to learn the lesson. And Earth is going to keep throwing people at you, these demons at you, to see if you will pass the test. And if you don't pass, Earth knows. You know what I'm saying? We have to realize Earth is the highest being to us humans. That's why we have to always stay humbled, because Earth will humble you in millions of different ways, whether it's something physical, mental, or spiritual. You will get humbled if you don't try. But like I was saying, yes, you can miss opportunities, and a good opportunity, and you will never see it again, nor will you ever get one again. That is the truth. You self-sabotage over and over again, you're gonna stay in that self-sabotage timeline, and that will be your karma, because Earth will give up because you've given up. You have to be self-aware and truly work on self in order for Earth to work with you and for you to reach your higher self. Because that is what life is all about, reaching a higher state of being, spiritually, mentally, and physically. We don't know what's after, but best believe the life you live in now, you want it to be the best. Everyone's experience on Earth overall looks different. Everybody's good and bad traits is different. Everybody's purpose on Earth is different. And remember, Earth is all about the yin and yang of life and that balance of it. There's always going to be bad people out here. And if you have a good soul, you gotta look at that as a test and move the fuck on. You got to get over your traumas. You have to take those opportunities. Us humans, we know what feels right and what feels wrong when it comes to nouns, person, place, or things. We know when a job don't feel right. We know when a job is not fulfilling and not happy. We know when we are not fulfilled in a relationship. We know on that date or whatever you're on, that is not your person. You know when it's your person because you know you're going to want to make it work. But guess what? You don't take those opportunities and you don't listen to your damn self, you can F up your life and your timeline. Yes, you can F up your bloodline. Yes, you can F up your generation. Yes, you can. But also, yes, you can fix it. Yes, you can heal. But it takes work to convert the energy. You can't destroy something that's already been done and has already been made. What are you going to convert to? Your higher self or stagnancy? It is your choice overall. And me truly going through it and healing myself and learning and taking the lesson and moving on has truly changed me as a person, has made me brighter, has made me feel confident, and not in an egotistical way. We're not looking at ego. We're looking at real fulfilling confidence because that's what I've worked for. I worked on those bad habits. I realized, and I was humble enough to be like, oh shit, I need to change this. And you will get blessed, truly. It's all about intentions, truly. And for me, everybody gotta eat, okay? Everybody gotta eat. If you want to focus and change one habit about you, what are you consuming and what are you eating? I'm telling you, I will always stand by this and I will always say this. What are you consuming? Because when you change your eating habits, your world is going to shift. And that's just the truth. If you eat from earth, you are going to realize a lot about it, and a lot about yourself, and a lot about the evilness in this world. You keep investing in corpse, you will be that. Keep eating at these fast food places, keep supporting these corpse businesses. You are part of the problem. And we're all guilty of it, okay, truly. But it's about realizing and changing the habit to become your higher self. You know, because y'all, taking care of the body is real. Taking care of your temple. That's why I say if you want to start somewhere, start at your eating habits. And trust me, I promise you, you're going to realize your other habits. And it's going to help you heal those bad habits and help you build on the skills you already have, aka your good habits. It's all, like I said, it's a chain reaction. You heal one thing, you're going to heal another. You realize one thing, you're going to realize another. It's going to take time, but you're consistent, trust me, it's going to click one day. And earth is going to keep on humbling you and keep showing you, humbling you in the best way. Earth is not tip-top pristine, cherries and bubbles, whatever, rainbows and shit. There's storms. You have to realize that. But are you going to heal or keep your panties in a wad? Because a lot of people are doing that out here. Are you going to just sit in your ego? Or are you going to get up off your ass and do something? Like for real, for Earth. Nobody cares that you making $10 more an hour at your new job. Nobody cares if you got all the money in the world and you're able to eat at this corpse business. Nobody, Earth don't give a damn. Maybe that Instagram model might. Maybe the bitch next door might. Maybe your boss might give a damn. But guess what? Earth don't give a damn about a soul if you don't give a damn about Earth. And guess what? We are a part of Earth. And if you side-eye Earth, best believe Earth is in control. Realize that once you start giving a damn about Earth, Earth is going to start giving a damn about you. So yeah, changing my bad habits truly reached me to a whole different level of being and realization of who I am and what I'm around and what I'm going to be. Just remember that it don't matter what age, what stage, what life you on, realize comes first, and doing something about it comes second. It's about the process and enjoying it and just having fun and learning. The destination is never ending, but focus on what is now, because that is what we are living in. And trust me, you're going to get to the future. But you just keep focusing on the past and the future, you ain't getting anywhere, anyhow, in the now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Keep reaching higher levels, truly. And just remember, Earth don't give a damn if you don't. Hey y'all, I also wanted to add in this video, correlating to the chain reaction example, that was a real life example of mine, and that's just one example. I've changed so many different types of habits. That was a more physical habit, but also mental habits too. And all of that still correlates and is still a chain reaction. The physical habits is chain linked to the mental habits. The mental habits is chain linked to the spiritual habits. It's all going to cause a chain reaction. Trust me, it will. Certain mindsets that I had years ago has completely changed, and that's real growth right there. And I'm sure certain things that I think about right now, in 5-10 years, it's gonna completely change, you know? And that's just growth. But it's all about intentions. Again, what intentions are you exuding is what overall matters on Earth as well. Where do you want to get at in life? What are the intentions behind that, you know, in your own purpose and success? Are you more on the evil side, or, you know what I'm saying? No, but I did want to put that in there. When I mean chain reaction, I mean everything within self is a chain reaction. And with the self, it correlates to the outer world too, and what goes on day-to-day life. You change one thing, it's going to happen in the timeline, in real time, in future time. I just want to add that in there really quick. That was just an example, a real life example, but there's so many habits we have and just so much to Earth, truly. It's hard to fit it in one video, right? But hopefully y'all get what I mean. It all correlates. So yeah, don't forget that.